The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/expat2020. Hey everyone, welcome to The Arena, multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 32. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Dan. Dan, how you doing? Welcome back, man, and it's good to be back.
Yeah, I've had a lovely little holiday. How are you getting on?
Getting along pretty good. It was a real busy couple of weeks. I want to apologize to all our listeners out there. I had some family issues to take care of. My son, he moved off to college, so I had to help him out and get all of that straightened out. So, but that's all done. He's out in Tokyo now. So, yeah.
Lucky boy.
Yeah, lucky boy. So, yeah, I'm back, man. So, what have you been up to, Dan?
So actually, this is really well timed because I've been super busy with the Center for Computing History. We've been away working on a top secret mission for the last 2 weeks.
Top secret mission. Okay.
Yeah, supplying a bunch of retro computers and monitors and tech support for an upcoming feature film.
Mm-hmm.
We're all under NDAs, so we're not really allowed to talk about it. But yeah, so we already just got back. We got back and unloaded the vans yesterday. So yeah, we spent the last couple of weeks going to and from a movie studio down in Surrey. But yeah, it's been entertaining.
Awesome.
Got to say though, like movie making, it's really boring.
Really?
Wow, is it boring? It's like you set up for like 4 hours, you film for 10 seconds, it's not good enough, do it again. You film for 10 seconds, not good enough, do it again. You do it like 85 times, and then you go home about 4.
Jeez.
but yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, man alive.
So you were doing that for like a whole week then, huh?
Just over, yeah. We came back and went down again a couple of times because we weren't needed the whole time we were down there. But yeah, it was an interesting little excursion for us all.
I see.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I want to introduce our recurring special guest. He's here again this week. Burlyman Gaming. How you doing, man? How you doing? And tell everybody what you've been playing and streaming this week, man.
I'm good. I'm happy to be back again.
Mm-hmm.
I finished up Resident Evil 7 on stream. I'm just actually currently on a little streaming break for a couple days. I've been playing on my off time Bravely Default 2. That's been fun slowly going through there.
Mm-hmm. How is Bravely Default 2?
It's good, and you know, one of the nice things I do like about it is because you can leave your Switch in sleep mode for like, I think it's up to 12 hours at a time, and it will, as long as you have a network connection, it will find items for you. And the nice thing is, because I did that through the whole week, just check every so often, and it would find the items to not only increase stats, but XP orbs. So that way, it's reduced on the amount of grinding I had to do. Like last night, I was playing, and I got to a boss, got my ass kicked, and was like, oh, okay, let me use some of these items. I jumped a couple levels and then easily beat it. It was nice giving me the option, instead of spending an hour grinding, I can just use the items I have, level up quick, and win.
Dan, have you ever played Bravely Default or Bravely Default 2?
I played a bit of the first one on what was it? DS? That was on the DS?
3DS.
3DS. Yeah, I played the first one. It was okay. Yeah. Yeah, not my bag really, but it was good. Decent little RPG.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Burley, thanks for coming on again, man. We really appreciate it.
Yay.
Yeah. So, before jumping into what Dan and I have been playing, I want to tell everyone out there that this episode will be going up on Patreon at patreon.com/expat2020 in early access for the first 3 days after recording. So if you'd like to support the show and become a patron at entry tier 1 level, $1 per month, and get early access to every episode and listen ad-free, along with other perks, including exclusive post-show content that we do after every show and special bonus episodes, please visit patreon.com/expat2020 for further details. And I want to welcome our newest patron, at Silent Hill Dude on Twitter. And of course, he goes by Brutal. Blimey. And he was our guest for episode 31 a couple of weeks ago. So I want to welcome him to our patrons list. So on Tuesdays each week, the podcast will be uploaded to all of the free podcast services where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, Spotify, Amazon Music, and my YouTube channel, Expat 2020 Gaming. Just download your favorite podcast app or open Spotify and search for The Arena, Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a website for the podcast at expat2020.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena, AMPGMP, which stands for a Multi-Platform Gaming News Podcast, as well as on Instagram at the arena_podcast. Now, Dan, I want to let you guys, and Burley, I want to let you guys know what I've been playing, which hasn't been much, unfortunately, because of helping, my son move out to Tokyo and everything, and taking care of that. But I did play a little bit of Outriders. And, of course, Outriders is the new game from Square Enix. It's a third-person shooter with RPG elements. I have to admit, though, it's having some problems. Today, actually, it's been kicking a lot of people off the servers. I was actually playing it a little bit today before the podcast, and during one of the story missions I was playing, it booted me out. I think what's going on now is they came out with a message saying that cross-play between PC players and console players has been suspended for the time being.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Whereas console-to-console players like Xbox and PlayStation is still going on. But, having problems. It's a fun shooter. The game itself, the story, it's just another recycled story about Earth has been destroyed. Humans destroyed Earth, and now they have to go look for another planet. They find this new planet, but they find all these biohazards and everything else going on there, and all hell breaks loose. So, I mean, yeah, it's a fun shooter. I'm only about an hour, 2 hours into the story missions, but it's a lot like Destiny. I mean, basically you have this one central hub, and you can do matchmaking, things like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to progress through the story and all, but I mean, I'm like, you guys know, I'm not really more of a co-op or a multiplayer type of guy. I like to play single player type of games, and play by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna probably try to progress through the story by myself and see how that goes. I don't know, Burley or Dan. Dan, I know you haven't played Outriders yet, right? But
no, not my cup of tea.
But Burley, have you played any of it yet?
I played the demo probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I remember, because if you've played the demo, they're trying to get you so in depth with the story. That I remember I literally was starting to fall asleep when it came to the story stuff. Like, I was literally just sitting there, like, my eyes are just like starting to fall asleep. I was just like, okay, let's skip this cutscene. Yeah. And then you go through the basic tutorial that so holds your hand like you've never played a video game.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I played a little bit of the gameplay, and I was like, I can't see it for me to want to pick this up. Like, I'm assuming you're playing it through Game Pass on the Xbox.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and I saw on Twitter too some other people that were playing it today. They got booted out 5 different times, and they just gave up. So yeah,
you got to when you're ready.
Yeah. So let's hope that gets fixed soon. But yeah, it's it's pretty popular right now on Game Pass. So,
you'd think
good, as it should be. Sorry, go.
I was going to say, you think with a big company like Square, they would have invested with decent servers, especially since they knew the game was going on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So you knew there's going to be a healthy amount of people wanting to try it.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like, no.
Yeah, you think, you take 8% of the core subscribers and say, okay, we'll accommodate this potential maximum, and we'll have enough servers for these people. And obviously, I guess they just didn't bother with that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And the other game I've been playing, because I got a PS5 digital edition, thanks Sony.
Half of one.
Been playing Astro's Playroom, and it's really fun. Dan, when you get your PS5, you got to play that, because the VR version you were telling me about, you were playing that the Astrobot. This Playroom is really fun, and it reminds me of like the Mario games, because you have to pick up a bunch of coins. The coins, of course, have the PlayStation logo on them, and it's like you go through all these levels, and they're like kind of like time-based levels and all, but you go to this main room, kind of like the central hub, and then you go into this room, and they got like a gotcha machine. And Dan, you know what a gotcha machine is. Burley, I don't know if you know, but it's like one of those the robot arm machines that pick up, like little trinkets.
Oh, UFO catcher.
Yeah, I'm sorry, like a UFO catcher, not gotcha. UFO catcher. I'm sorry. And so with the UFO catcher, you get pieces to a puzzle, and these puzzle pieces go on the wall in the central hub, and it basically makes up all of the different consoles in the PlayStation history, like the PS1, PS2, PS3, the Vita, and all that stuff. And I've put the PS2 on the wall and the PS Vita up there as well. So I'm still working my way through, but it's very fun. And of course, it takes advantage of the and shows off the haptic triggers and the DualSense controller functionality and all. So Burley, you were playing that. You really liked it, right?
Oh yeah, I've gotten the platinum. Like when I first got my PS5, because I followed what everyone was saying. They say to play Astro, and if you get a PS5, I don't care if you don't want to get 100% in it, spend an hour in it. It teaches you, gets you used to the controller, because later on, I don't know how far you've gotten, you get used to the adaptive triggers.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point now where you have to get in that little that rocket, and you have to fly through those mazes and all. So you have to use the haptic triggers, and use the DualSense controller and move it in certain ways to move in certain directions, like vertically and horizontally and stuff like that. So
that's very cool.
It gets you used to it, and the nice thing is I use the test feature with it, that if you press the PlayStation button, you know how you get the little blades up. I don't know if you've done it yet, Expat, where it'll show you the different levels, so you can use those. Tap that, hit X, and within like 2 seconds or whatever it is, you'll load into that level.
Wow! No, I haven't played. I haven't tried that yet. I'll have to do that. Yeah,
I did that because it'll also tell you like you're 60% done. I think it's like SSD jungle, and it just gets you there, so that way you can do that. And I love the little, in all the levels, you have references to Sony's different franchises throughout over the years. And it's just like the collectibles in there are just old Sony accessories from all the different console generations. So it's just, as a Sony fan, it's just a nice little letter to fan letter to Sony fans, just being like, here you go, here's a love letter.
Yeah.
Just enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm really enjoying it so far. So I'll probably play some more of it later this weekend. So Dan, I saw you were playing some of the games that were available on the Play at Home, I think it was, for the PS4.
Yeah. Actually, I've been through most of them. And they're good. I was surprised by Thumper. I enjoyed that. They're kind of like the rhythm action driving kind of game. I like that. What else I played? I know, of course, Rez. I haven't played it in 3D in VR yet.
Oh, Rez Infinite.
Rez.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the original, so this is really cool to play. There's some good stuff.
And you were playing Enter the Gungeon too?
Oh, I played about 20 seconds of it. Yeah, I'll go back to that. I want to spend a bit more time with it. I literally just went through. I downloaded them all in batch and just went. I gave 5 minutes to each of them. So I'll go back and put a bit more time into that. But it was impressive enough. Yeah.
Cool.
But while I was away, I took my Switch, obviously, and it's the longest time I've ever spent playing in handheld mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been playing a lot of Shining Force, which is a Mega Drive game. It's part of the Mega Drive Classics collection on Switch, and it's pretty amazing. It's so very, very good, actually. So it's a tactical turn-based strategy RPG game. Usual stuff, a bad dragon's been locked away for 1,000 years and it's going to come out and attack the world, and you've got to go and stop it. And so you get your little band of merry men together, and you travel across this fictionalized world having turn-based battles, kind of like Advance Wars, that sort of thing. Each has their own special abilities. They can move certain distances, they can attack from certain distances, they can go across rough terrain, blah, 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 blah. And it's really, really, really good. And I've been absolutely hooked. I'm at the end now, and there's a huge difficulty spike, and it's really hard.
I see.
But yeah, and like you spend the whole game so the game is essentially promising you dragons. There's gonna be a dragon, and at one point it's like, oh look, there's a little baby dragon. He can join your team. He'll be a great fighter. So you do all this stuff to get this dragon to join your team, and you get him on your team, and he's a complete spanner. He's so useless. He's so rubbish. Like he just dies after one hit. And does no damage to the other enemies. It's so disappointing. I was actually heartbroken by this game. But Shining Force, it's amazing, proper retro, and it's proper damn good.
Actually, during our hiatus, I had a chance during one of the evenings to watch your video from Twitch on your unpacking of the Mega Drive games.
My Master System,
the Master System
unboxing.
Yeah. And
that's another thing I was doing while I was away, because I was bored and I had a smartphone with the eBay app, so I just ended up buying, I think, about 24 Master System games while I was in my hotel room. And that was fun. I've been playing on those as well. Master System is so underrated, but I've decided I'm not going to collect anymore. I just bought a flash cart instead, so I can play them all off an SD card. But
awesome.
That was nuts. I came back from the hotel and there was just a pile of parcels. Just I couldn't get on my bed. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the news. We got a lot of stuff to talk about on this episode. So first up, I guess you guys heard about that patch 1.2 for Cyberpunk 2077. It's now live.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And, is that a game?
It was huge. I mean, this list was so long. I mean, it's like it makes the U.S. Constitution look like like a 1 or 2 page document. And basically, a lot of these the patch notes dealt with driving issues and other issues with the game itself, but. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna, cause people that have put some time into the game to go back to it now. I don't know, Burley. What do you think?
Not really, because I know people that have played Cyberpunk, have beaten it, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm done." And for someone that's me that put 4 hours in the game and is like, "Yeah, no. I'm not coming back till this is fully fixed." It's nice to see that they've fixed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot they've got to go. The customization stuff is still not fixed.
Yeah.
And it's I can't believe you would launch your big game like that and not have that kind of stuff. So good on them for fixing, but honestly, I have no idea when I'm going to ever return to this game.
Yeah, I mean, gameplay issues were supposedly fixed, quests, just so many things that were fixed in this game. So the open world parts of the game, cinematic design, the environment and levels, you name it, the UI, lots of stuff that they were patching in this 1.2. And also in this story was CD Projekt Red coming out and saying that they're going to stop hyping games up years in advance. We'll go figure, right? So, and they're also saying that now they're going to be focusing on for example, creating new interdisciplinary teams that will be redeployed across the studio as needed. For example, like with The Witcher and for Cyberpunk. So going into the future, they're going to probably have another studio actually helping them with these patch issues and things like that. So what do you think of that, Dan? How about you on this one?
Yeah, that makes sense. But I want to go back to like kind of what Burley was saying, because he made a really, really good point actually about the state of the game, like that he knows people who've played it and finished it. Well, so I mean, yeah, so you've got two groups of people who've bought it, played it, and people who haven't bought it and haven't played it, right? So the people who bought it and played it and loved it, despite all the odds, and finished it, well, they're not going to go back to it because they finished it. And everyone else is already kind of burnt out. They don't want to play it because they've heard all the horror stories. So, like, having these patches, and this patch, let's not forget, I mean, like, yeah, again, like you guys said, this is a drop in a bucket, isn't it, really, fundamentally? This is like putting a Band-Aid on the Titanic.
Yeah.
There's still inherently so much left to do on this game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And also, the multiplayer follow-up has been canceled as well.
Makes sense. Well, you haven't got the bloody game yet, so don't worry about that. See, this is the thing. If we go back maybe 10 years, do you remember there was a phase where every single frigging game had to have a multiplayer component?
Yeah.
Oh,
like there was like Mass Effect multiplayer. Like why? And any game that had the multiplayer wasn't as good as a single player only one. It never was, because they had to take resources away from the actual single player main game and fund money and people into the multiplayer component, and it was always pants. Yeah. And that's what's happened here. So they could have everyone who's working on the multiplayer aspect could have been spending time fixing the main game. Yep. It's interesting, and it's a good that they dropped it, because Jesus.
Yeah, well, it's I guess it's good in a sense that CD Projekt Red is starting to come out with more transparency, but I mean,
it's too late.
It's too late. Yeah, I mean, but it's basically not promising anything for the future in a sense, so no one will be annoyed. But yeah.
So. And that makes sense. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. But then no one's learned a lesson, because we've already got bloody trailers for Perfect Dark 2, whatever it's going to be. A pre-rendered 25-second CGI cutscene and some music coming 2025. It's like, no one's learned anything from this. Yeah. It's
that's even if CD Projekt Red sticks to their words. And
yeah,
honestly, I don't believe a word of this, because as soon as they have something that they can show of the next Witcher, because of how popular Witcher 3 is, they're going to pimp the hell out of that to get you to forget Cyberpunk, get you to relive Witcher 3 vibes, to make you go, give us their money, they're going to give us more Witcher.
Yeah.
You can say you're going to make better teams to make stuff. Overall, the high up management screwed with the game, because they just wanted to get it out and make money. Yep. And they had their product deals and all that. So you can do all your damn PR speak all you want. Actions speak louder than words, and I think within 6 months we'll get we'll get a tease for a Witcher game, and they'll start hyping it up.
Yeah, there was already a story out there saying that The Witcher 4 could possibly be coming out by 2025.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's not a bad time frame.
Yeah, but they'll hype it to you in late 2021 or early 2022 to get you to pre-order, and then tell you we've got 5 different editions of the game to pre-order. So however much money you want to shovel to us, you can give.
Okay, let's move on to the next story. So, speaking of patches, well, not patches in this story, but No Man's Sky. Dan, one of your loving games that you like to play. Yeah? No Man's Sky has a new update, of course. So it does. So this update's main feature, the Titler Expeditions, is new game mode. Of course, it starts out on the same planet, and the expedition plotted takes people throughout the galaxy. Players start off with an assortment of gear, technology, weapons, ships, for example, and takes players through the galaxy map and to reach their final destination, completing challenges and things like that. So I want to ask you guys, would this update make you interested in going back to the game? Burley, have you played No Man's Sky?
I have not, no, but I've been meaning on one of those when Sony does one of those flash sales and I get the game for a really good price to pick it up. And I'm glad to see that it is getting more and more content, because I've heard from people that had played the game at the beginning and from that they've played as of the last update before this one, and they've had a blast. So it's got me interested, want to pick up and play the game. I'm just waiting for a good sale for me to pick it up.
Dan, does this update excite you enough to go back to it?
I already went back. I've been playing it for like quite a few weeks now. Yeah, I went back and started again just to, because there's been all this update and additional content and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm already back down the rabbit hole and loving it. This one, I don't know. This I don't know. This is aimed at me really. It's got a bit of a multiplayer bent to it, But the good thing is it's a separate thing though. Yeah. It's separate from your journey, the journey you're having in the game. You can have your own solo survival creation, blah blah blah. And there's this one which is like an addendum to a side on thing. So, but yeah, it looks interesting enough. But yeah, just the main game's enough for me. It is nuts now how different it is. It's ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Yeah.
I downloaded it on Game Pass and might get back into it again. So yeah.
No, it is. It's very, very, very good. And there's so much going on now. There's so much content. There's like 3 or 4 different branching like quest lines to go on. And it's really, really, really good. Now they've streamlined and simplified a few things on it.
Yeah, I think the HUD has also been changed as well.
Yeah. I mean, they've changed. I mean, I was there on day one, and I played it and got the platinum within about 15 minutes because it was kind of broken. But I mean, now it's a 180, and it's really, really good. Yeah. And these concept updates are great. I'm not sure where they're going to go next. It's amazing because it's 4 years now. It came out, right? It's like August 2016, I think. Yeah. Or something, 2017, 16, 17, 5 years, 4 years. And yeah, it's still, they're still making stuff for it. It's amazing, probably amazing. Yeah. But yeah, meh.
Yeah, Burley, you should get into it, man.
Oh, I definitely will. Yeah, August of 2016 it came out. Now that shows you developers that actually care about their game are still releasing content. Can we get more of that, please?
Yeah.
Well,
and not charging us an arm and a leg for new content.
Fair.
All right. So the next story, it looks like Microsoft is probably going to be buying Discord. So Burley, you use Discord a lot. I use Discord a lot. Dan, you just got into it, thanks to Burley and I.
Baffled by it.
I don't know. I think this is my take on it. It's probably going to be a slam dunk. It's probably going to go through. And I think there's a guy that works for Windows Central. His name is Jez Gordon, and he said that. And he said that he knows this for sure, that Microsoft is working on deeper Discord integration for Xbox Live, which is now going to be called Xbox Network. But, they're already working on cross-platform chat, voice chat, things like that. Now, you've got Amazon out there. Of course, Amazon is huge with Twitch and with Luna. I think, the thing about Microsoft is you got, Microsoft has, LinkedIn, kind of like their own type of social network, but, they're more of a company that deals with business context in a sense. Right. They like to do social type of situations in a business context. So, in a business context, there's no risk for people abusing your platform. So like, for example, at the moment, you cannot upload pictures to Xbox Live. Is that right, Burley? I'm pretty sure that, yeah. So,
I'm pretty sure you're correct on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people are talking about how Microsoft might have destroyed Mixer, how Microsoft might have destroyed Skype.
That's also fair.
Skype also failed to integrate itself, but I mean, Microsoft has this rigid corporate structure, like a misunderstanding of human beings and groups in a sense.
It's got a habit of buying stuff and making it really shit.
Yeah. So basically, gaming, is a social thing, and the first platform to figure out how to integrate, social, together on a platform is going to be the one that wins out, I think, on this. I mean, look at the competition too. I mean, like Tencent, they have massive social platforms. You have Amazon, you got Twitch and Luna, like I was saying before. YouTube and Google is a massive social platform. Stadia, of course, has been failing, but YouTube and Google is out there. So, I mean, I think Microsoft wants to put their eyeballs on this. If they can integrate Discord and push Game Pass as well, and add Discord Nitro to Game Pass. And Burley, you know what Nitro is, right?
Yeah, it's the premium paid for Discord.
Yeah. So, I mean, if they were to do that and link Xbox Live or Xbox Network up with Discord, I think it has a possibility to really succeed. And Discord is basically like Facebook groups on steroids, in a sense. So, I don't know. That's just my take on this. What do you guys think? Burley, because you've dealt with Discord too. What do you think about this?
I'm of two mindsets of it. There's stuff that could happen that excites me, and there's the stuff that I'm a little fearful of. The stuff that excites me that I could see that'd be really cool is, like, as you said, integrate it with Xbox Live. So if I could take people that are in voice chat on my Discord and mix them, put them in with my friends that if we're on Xbox Live on the party chat. So instead of having to, tell people, oh no, you got to switch, log into this website or turn on your Xbox, plug the stuff here. If they can somehow integrate the two voice channels into one, that'd be kind of cool. And doing like invites for games and stuff through both and mixing that could be great. But on the hand of, this is Microsoft buying this, they can easily screw this up, as you mentioned, Skype and all that. But I think if they're going to pay $10 billion, I think they're going to take more care, because if they change too much for the bad on Discord, everyone's going to leave. And you're going to have some other company that'll start up their Discord 2 replacement that's just exactly like Discord.
Yeah, like Gilded.
Before Microsoft. Yeah. I've never heard of Gilded before, but they'll just start another one just to get away from Microsoft. So Microsoft's got to be really smart with what they do, and I think they will, or at least I want to hope they will.
So Dan, for you, I mean, what would you rather see Microsoft do? Buy Discord and integrate it, or spend more money on game studios for more gaming games?
Yeah, probably that one. I mean, like I said, they've got a bad habit of buying stuff and not quite understanding it and ruining it and making it rubbish. Like, the lockdown, that should have been Skype's time to shine.
Yeah.
But it just got instantly overrun with freaking Zoom and Teams and all this other stuff. So, weirdness. But but why would you want it on your Xbox? Why would you want Xbox integration? You'd need some sort of keyboard, right? Like, are you gonna you'll be playing Gears of War and you press start and you whip out a USB keyboard and go, "Hey guys, I'm playing Gears of War 5. It's awesome," and then pop back into game. Why would you want that integration on your Xbox?
Burley, do you want to comment on that?
Or am I being stupid?
No, you're not being stupid. I would say, but like, I get that the thing of wanting with keyboard, but you could do it with your mobile phone access, or you can always do, because if you're gonna play Gears of War, let's face it, you're gonna have a mic with you, so you could do the voice to chat
All right.
to type the message for you.
But again, is that what's going to happen? Like, 'cause I don't know. Because presumably, if you're playing a game and you want a social interaction, you'll be streaming on Twitch anyway. So if you want people to hop in and have back and forth with you, then you'll be on Twitch anyway. So I don't know how having a. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I get that, but a lot of people I know that don't stream on Twitch or not always stream on Twitch, they will stream because you can stream on Discord your gameplay.
Right. Okay.
So if you don't want to have it on Twitch and just have it on Discord, so that way your group that's in your Discord community can see and interact with you and chat back and talk to you on voice. So
oh, fair enough.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, they're saying that the buyout could take place within a month. We'll see, but I think Microsoft needs to act fast, because just imagine if Amazon were to scoop it up. I mean, with already with Twitch and with Luna, or one of these other companies that I was describing. Right. I think Microsoft needs to work and act fast to do this. So,
yeah, maybe.
But sorry for just kind of taking a point here. I was going to say, I know you asked the question, Dan, but I kind of agree with him. Mm-hmm. I'd rather see Microsoft spend the $10 billion on game studios.
Yeah. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yep. Well, it's go ahead, Dan. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, after you.
I was just going to say, well, they're already spending a ton of money on game studios now. So, I mean,
yeah.
And you never know. I mean, these antitrust suits might start popping up with all the acquisitions that are going on. If they keep making acquisitions like they've been doing lately, I mean, you never know. But yeah, it would be great to see them put more money into the gaming as well. But
sure, yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next story. So this is a kind of a new segment for the show. It's called the Japan Focus, because, of course, our podcast is based here in Japan. Of course, we of course I live out here in Japan, and so I wanted to throw out each week some news stories related to Japan, and for example, gaming out here and the game development. Area of things. So this story, I don't know if you guys have heard of the game creator Nakamura Ikumi. Have you ever heard of her, Burley or Dan?
No.
You've never heard of Nakamura Ikumi-san? Never. Okay.
No.
So,
and nor have you until like 2 weeks ago when this story came out. So don't give us that attitude, you cheeky son of a bitch.
That's right, Dan.
You've never heard about this person I read about 2 days ago. No, well, let me tell you.
But
when I saw the story, I learned the name.
You must have heard of her before, right? I mean, she was, she was involved with Bayonetta, with Platinum Games. She was the art designer for The Evil Within 2. Out here in Japan, those games are called Psycho Break.
Yeah.
And so basically, she's opening up her own studio now. And she was talking about, she used to work for Tango, which of course is a part of Bethesda, which was bought by Microsoft and Xbox. And
they worked on Evil Within.
Yeah. And and she was the creative director of Ghostwire Tokyo, but she stepped away and left Tango. And one of the main reasons she was saying she left was because of health reasons. And probably the reason for those health problems were because of, just the massive amount of pressure she was under, especially out here in Japan. But now she's gonna, she's a free agent, and she's gonna open up her own gaming studio. So what I think is going to be really interesting here to see is if this is going to open the door to more female lead designers to come out and start opening up their own studios out here. It'll be interesting to see. And she's really, really into the kind of the dark, psychotic type of fringe type of games, and we'll probably see a lot of that from her new studio going forward. And if I were Xbox, I would really, really think about eyeing her as a possible, having a possible partnership, because of Microsoft wanting to get into more of the indie scene out here in Japan. So I don't know, Dan, because you lived out here in Japan, what do you think of this? And do you think this might open the door for more female creative leads to go and start to open up their own studios?
I think female or otherwise, everyone should go out and start their own dev studios. I think it's brilliant. It's a break from community and group think. Just making having your own idea and auteuring it. I think it's a great move. I fully think everyone should do it. As from Microsoft buying her studio, makes sense because they'll be cheap because they're untested. Mm-hmm. So if they want to take a gamble and throw this potential studio a load of money and make them exclusive, that's probably now's the time to do it. Certainly. Yeah. But no, I mean, working for yourself and working for a big publisher, a big developer, obviously very, very different. And like you said, health reasons, there'll be crunch and stress, having to deal with people and having to make, make changes to your vision, having to compromise on things because everyone won't have their say. And I think just having your own studio and your own ideas and your own people, again, so like she won't be forced to work with people. She can cherry pick her own team. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So, I think everyone should do this.
And the stress and everything was probably tenfold out here in Japan too. So
probably was. I mean, she won't have a holiday since secondary school. So, it makes perfect sense. And it's great. People feel burnt out and tedious, go and do stuff. I mean, that's how it should be. I mean, if you've got a few ideas ready to go, then you can take it to a publisher and say, "Hey, this is our idea. We want to develop it. Just give us the money to send it out the door." And she'll get some money up front and start building from there.
Yeah,
especially if you've got a proven track record like that. So if you've got the name attached to these games, so I've done this, this. Yeah. Throw me some money and I'll make you something awesome. Then it's a slam dunk. You'd think.
Yeah, she landed on the world scene like in E3 of 2019 when she came out on stage and was introducing Ghostwire Tokyo. And, she's got that bubbly personality and, very ganky and happy. And, a lot of people saw that and, it was all over the internet. And, a lot of people got to know about her from that. So, so I'm happy for her and I hope, and wish her all the success and hope that her new studio leads to some really exciting games that we'll be seeing.
I mean, definitely, yeah. We want more. We want everyone making games. Everyone should be making games. If you can, make games, it's never been easier. Well, I say easier in numerous quote marks, but it's never been more. Gaming has never been more accessible. Becoming a dev has never been more accessible. So everyone should be doing it. Yeah. It is amazing, and not everyone's going to make millions of dollars, but the ideas floating around and people having their voice heard, and and don't worry, the Switch store will publish bloody anything you want. So just make whatever dog shit game you can make, and Nintendo will put it on the Switch store. So don't worry about that. That's fine.
Yeah,
because honestly, the Switch store, fuck me, I've never seen the like in my life.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that's by the by. But this is awesome.
Yeah.
And
Burley, you have anything to say? Any comments on this?
Yeah. I'm going to just start publishing my own stuff because I've learned with the latest stuff, you don't have to finish the game. You can just put loot boxes and people buy it.
Yeah.
I want to do the whole thing, get rich quick, and then I'm peace out.
Yeah. Well, there are books and talks on YouTube about literally how to do that, how to just harvest your whales, and it's sickening and exploitative, but it bloody works and it's fairly easy. So do that.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, good on her for starting her own studio. I agree with Dan. I'd like to see more people do that, and I think we are going to see that, because there's how many times do we hear in a year of the crunch time of these big developers and big studios have to go through, and then you hear later on when the game isn't as good as we wanted it to be. Well, they're like, well, we wanted to spend time, get this done, and we promised you this feature, but it wasn't in base release. You're going to have to wait till patch 1.5 for it to come in. And it's not the developers. They have to go over by management and all that. So I think we're going to see more smaller studios pop up, and which is great. Let them do it and have their vision come out the way they want it. Microsoft, I wouldn't be surprised if they partner with her, because Microsoft, what do they have in Japan? I think pretty much nothing.
Yeah, they have Tango now, which of course it's part of Bethesda, but it's based here in Japan. So yeah. So that's about it right now. Yeah.
They have one thing in Japan. Microsoft, I think it's safe to say, doesn't do the greatest in Japan. They need to expand if they want to go, especially with Game Pass and all that. They've got to do a lot and push their way into Japan. So why not get in with some of these smaller studios that are popping up, give them a bunch of money, and just let them tune out some projects for Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, there's still the rumors going around that they possibly might try to buy Sega, or maybe
not in a million years.
What's that?
Not in a million years. Not in a million frigging years.
You don't think so, huh? Well, if they throw enough money at them, they probably might bite. Who knows? But
what is left of Sega to buy? Sonic hasn't done well in a while, and Sonic keeps going between.
Yeah, but just think if they had their whole retro library, though.
Yeah, but
they need to capitalize on that more.
But what's Microsoft, in all honesty, going to do with the whole retro library of Sega? Yeah. They'll do the same thing Sega's doing. The Sega collection that comes out every 3 years.
Yeah, but
these games.
Isn't Sega the parent of Atlas?
Yeah, I was going to say Atlas is about the only thing they have.
And Atlas, Persona, of course, makes the Persona games. There you go. So,
Persona.
They've got their Yakuza franchise as well. That's all theirs. And
that's true too. I forgot about Yakuza.
Yeah, and they publish for a bunch of other people as well. So there's sort of a bit going on, but not much first party stuff. It's a downer.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our topic of the show. As you guys know, of course, the PS3, the PS Vita, the PSP storefronts are going to be closing. Yeah, and let me go ahead and read this. This is from the support page at PlayStation. So it says, we're closing the PlayStation Store and PlayStation 3 consoles on the 2nd of July, 2021. And on PlayStation Vita devices on the 27th of August, 2021. Additionally, the remaining purchase functionality for PSP, the PlayStation Portable, will also retire on July 2nd, 2021. So the PlayStation 3 and the PSP on the same day. So what features can people use after the closure of the PlayStation Store? It's listed here. Features you will still be able to access. You'll still be able to read, download, and play previously purchased game titles. You'll still be able to access previously purchased video or media content. You'll still be able to redeem game and PlayStation Plus vouchers. And you'll be able to read, download, and play claimed game titles through PlayStation Plus as long as you remain a member of the service. Features you will lose access to. You will no longer be able to purchase PS3, PS Vita, and PSP digital content, including games and video content. No longer be able to make in-game purchases through games on PS3, PS Vita, and PSP. No longer will you be able to redeem PSN wallet fund vouchers, example gift cards, on PS3, PS Vita, and PSP devices once PlayStation Store and purchase functionality for these devices close. Your PSN wallet funds will remain in your PSN account, but you will only be able to use your wallet funds to purchase PS4 and PS5 products on the PlayStation Store on the web, PlayStation app, or on PS4 and PS5 consoles. So that is the list. So what do you guys think of this? There's a lot to delve into in this story. The closures of these, online stores. Also, for example, Dan, you're an expert in this, and you could probably talk about this a lot about the future of emulation. I mean, how is this going to affect emulation when it comes to these games, or like piracy or hacking or whatever? And is this going to prolong physical release purchases throughout the industry now because of these storefront closures? So I don't know, Dan, why don't you go ahead and start with this one, because you know a lot about emulation and stuff. So, I mean, what do you think is going to go on here now since these stores are going to be closing?
Well, I tell you, I mean, after hearing this news, I'd be worried if anyone bought a digital-only console. Got to be shitting yourself, haven't you?
Oh, there's the shot.
Oh, imagine that. Imagine buying a digital-only console, knowing that they're going to shut the shop in 5 years' time. I'd be terrified.
Get into it.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
No, this is horror. Well, it had to happen. Nothing lasts forever. And it makes perfect sense, because who's using the PS3 online store or the Vita? Well, actually, no, the Vita one. I mean, the Vita one still has games coming out for it.
Yeah,
there are games in development right now, and like the developers found out about its closure the same time we did, which is horrifying. But in terms of emulation and piracy, it's fair game now. And in fact, as we discussed before, like that piracy is the only way some of these games are going to be stored, because some of these games are literally going to disappear. Like, literally, you will not be able to download or buy or play some of the games on the store. They will be lost. That's it. They're gone now.
Yeah, just before you go on, Dan, I want to point out from VGC Data, their news site, they said that from their analysis, over 2,200 digital-only games will disappear.
Yeah, I read that. It's messed up. So obviously some of these games you can still get on other platforms like the Xbox or like the Nintendo stores for some of them. But anything core Sony, core PlayStation, gone. A bunch of PS1 classics are gone. You can't play those anywhere. They were just exclusive to the PSP and Vita. It's absolutely mortifying. But then again, piracy swoops in to save the day, because there are people who will have downloaded these from the store. There are people who will have ROM collections. Like, I'm sure there'll be a stash on archive.org somewhere of a lot of these games on standby. And and of course this begs the question. And so if I now want to go back and play XYZ on my PlayStation Vita, my only option now is to hack it. Can I also point out, like, the PSP, PS Vita, and PS3 hacking scene is so advanced now, it's effortless. Like, you can hack a PS3 with a USB stick, and that's literally it. No soldering. You don't have to open it up. You put a file on a USB stick, you go to a compromised website, and bang, you're in. It's nuts. It's so advanced now. So if you do want to do that, if you want to play these games that you couldn't play before, that's your point of entry.
Burley, I have a question for you. Do you think we'll see something like a Vita Classics collection, like on PS5 or anything like that in the future?
No, because that would take Sony effort and Sony reading their fan base and wanting to do that. Like, I would have thought we would have got that on the PS4 era.
Yeah.
But piracy is going to win on this. I don't think this is going to help the push of keeping physical media alive, because especially during the times of COVID, how many people are really going to want to go to a store to get the latest or a game release? But yeah, it's sad that this stuff is going away. And what really, really annoys me is that, like, some of these, like on some of these systems, like the PS3, you are stuck with whatever drive size you have. So if you're like one of the PS3s that had the 20 or 60 gigs, if you still have one of those machines alive, if you've got it filled up, you're SOL because you can't use USB storage to increase it on the PS3. Like, I know they said you could re-download stuff, but let's see in 2-3 months after that's been the case, how well that's going to work. Because I expect a bunch of errors on Sony end, and they're going to be like, well, we can't release fun time into making sure you can easily re-download stuff for your PS3. If you didn't play it by then, tough shit.
Pretty much.
And the Vita and stuff like that for the handhelds, it's like there was a lot of games that were either digital only, or in the case of North America, the physical print run was like 5 copies for the whole country. Yeah. So if you didn't get it, if you weren't lucky enough to get one of those 5 copies, tough luck. You're out of luck.
When it comes to game preservation sites, Dan, or maybe like at Center for Computing History or anything like that, what are they working on, or what kind of game preservation sites are possibly working on trying to keep these games from vanishing into oblivion?
Well, this is it. This is something, the Center for Computing History is spending a lot of time on. We published an article earlier last year, actually. You go to the Center. So if you go to the website, the Center for Computing History website at computinghistory.org.uk, I think there are links on the front page to an article about video game heritage and preservation, which is what we're doing. And it's not as easy as you think. Preservation. It's not just a case of we'll put the box. You put the game in a box and keep it there. Yeah. Like what we do at the CCH, so we have that. We also try and have associated firmware, so like manuals, like magazine flyers, adverts, and stuff. But we're also trying to digitize some of these things. And one of the ideas we've had is to record footage as it would have been at the time. So we set up a camera and we set up an old CRT monitor, a pretty decent studio quality CRT monitor, and just play some of these games and talk about them. So that's one of the things that we're doing. But and there's a network. There's actually a global network, but there's one, and we're part in the UK of a network of museums and like-minded individuals who are just trying to save these things. And it's a nightmare, because part of you is like, well, we have these things, we have all these games, and we at the CCH, we could easily rip the data off them and put them up online for everyone to have, because it's been 50 years for some of these games. But rights issues come into this. As always, it's always down to bloody money and money men and people who have no talent in the middle trying to get their share. A lot of it is down to who owns the rights now, and as that dictates what we can do with it. But certainly, what we do is that we get it all together, and we've had so we've got ties with developers, like especially historical ones, people from back in the day, and they've donated their. So not only have they given us a copy of their game, they also give us, say, design documents or source code. It's really interesting to see how they put these games together. But and it's really in some ways it's easier now because everyone has all this stuff digitized anyway. So if you've made a game in the last 20 years, you'll have it all on a floppy or a USB stick or something. It's available. But like the older stuff, it's getting harder and harder to preserve. Yeah. But everyone's doing it. So we're doing it. Some of the other museums in England are doing it. There are museums in America doing it. And archive.org are doing an amazing job. They're archiving a lot of the software only in like magazine scans and manual scans and all that jazz. So it's a really important topic, especially for things like this. And now, like I said, like literally things have gone from existence. They've been wiped. Yeah. I mean, they haven't been wiped. They're on a server. They're on a hard drive in Sony's server farm. But as far as the rest of the world is concerned, that's it. They've gone. It's it's pretty horrifying. Like the stuff we risk to lose.
Burley, how about in Canada?
Yeah, we've got the archive, like Dan said. There's archive.org. I don't think here in Canada we have really much. We have our own thing for archiving. But I just came up with a little idea, came to the spot of my top of my head here. Sony, you want some goodwill, and that'll help out your PS Now subscriptions? Say all these games, we're putting them straight to PS Now. So that way you can play them on your PS5, play them on your PS4, and have them. They're not lost. And if you missed out on these games, you have access to them on PS Now.
Yeah.
But that would be a really smart and good idea. So Sony won't do that.
It's funny you mention that, because there was an article like a couple of days ago, 2-3 days ago, about how Microsoft is embracing older backwards compatibility, and Sony's just kind of ignoring it, hoping it goes away.
Yeah.
Because you know the Xbox, they've always tried. I mean, there's a token out of the original Xbox games available for the current systems and stuff, and like Xbox 360 is backwards compatible. Obviously, Xbox One is backwards compatible. Yeah. Whereas Sony like really isn't trying to do that, which is bonkers when you consider the library of the PS1 and PS2. And now, I mean, most of these games on the PS3 and PSP and PS Vita would translate pretty well. I mean, some of the touchscreen stuff on the Vita would make life hard, but a lot of it would translate pretty well to like modern systems, for example.
Yeah, Nintendo.
It's crazy that they don't.
Yeah, Nintendo is like years behind, but I mean, they're starting, with their subscription service to bring games from like the Famicom and Super Famicom era, which is the NES, Super NES era, to their libraries of their digital, subscription services. But yeah,
I mean, it's just nuts. I mean, the PS5 is so powerful; it could merrily emulate everything that's gone before it.
Oh yeah,
you could easily get a PS3 running. I mean, you can get a PS3 emulator for the PC now, and you don't need the hench PC. You need a pretty decent one to run it, but the PS5 should have no trouble. You should be able to put a PS3 disc in your effing PS5, and it'll go, oh yeah, and boot up the emulator and boot up your disc. It's nuts that they don't do that.
Yeah.
Just make, I don't know. Of course, they kind of go, the idea will be like, okay, well, we're not going to make any more money on this. We've shut the store down. Here it all is for free. Hop in, hop out, try it all out, whatever you want. It's like an online library. You can download one of these games at a time and play it, and when you're done with it, delete it, and we'll let you download another one, that sort of thing. Or like a Netflix of gaming. That would be the ideal, but it just won't happen because of all the dickheads in the middle who want their cut for doing nothing. Yeah. It's a real pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's very disappointing. But yeah, I mean, but this is not, 5 years from now, maybe a bit longer, the PS4 front will be shut down.
Yeah, I was about to
ask
that.
Down.
Yeah.
It's all cyclical, and this is the concern. I mean, we are 1-2 generations maximum away from digital only consoles. Yeah. I mean, I am freaking amazed the PS5 has an optical drive. The next one will not. Not a chance. The PS6 will be digital only, and this thing's just horrifying. Like you got your Super Nintendo. It's like 30 years old.
Yeah,
but you can still go in, pick up, plug it in, and play it. Yeah. Where your PS6 in the year 2060, you won't be able to do jack shit with.
Yeah,
it'll be a box.
Well, just start buying a bunch of external hard disks and just start
just having your own in-house server farm. Exactly. That's the only way to solve this solution. To solve this problem.
Have like 10 external hard drives and just be.
I've got 25 terabyte drives just kicking around the house.
Yeah. I have a petabyte server farm for emulation of every game and every console.
Pretty much is where it's going.
And then start paying.
But again, like, I mean, you worrying like there's a bit of hand-wringing about this, but already there are emulators for all these machines. A Raspberry Pi 4 will just about emulate a PSP. It's a bit wobbly for certain games, but these are all playable. A PC will emulate a PS3. If you want to play PS3 games on a PC, you can just about do it. PSP and Vita, pretty much. Well, no, PSP, no worries on a PC. A decent PC will emulate a PSP, no worries.
Well, hell, you can buy the new Xbox, either the Series S or the Series X.
Yeah.
You can spend the $20 or $30 license fee you have to buy, the developer license. Yeah. Then you can plug in a USB, run emulation station, and it does PS2.
Yeah.
It may be able to do PS3 with the Series X. But, you can get so much emulation. So it's like, Microsoft knows it's going to happen. They can stop that, but they choose not to because it's like, hey, we're getting that extra small little bit, and it keeps people being like, see, our console, you can do so many generations of gaming, and it's a great little marketing ploy.
Yeah, it's a mess. But then, like, everything gets faster and gets smarter. And like, I mean, imagine if you went back to yourself, like in like 1995, and said, "Oh, you see that PlayStation? You can play that on your phone." You know what I mean? So like, we talk about it's like, oh my god, the PS5. But in 10, 15 years, it'd be like, oh, your PS5, that's cute.
Yeah.
Like my friggin' microwave's got more horsepower than that now.
You'll be able to play that game on your watch.
Exactly this. So and people will. So the PS5 is out. People are working and hacking on it right now. Like people are working and hacking. Like as soon as the things come out, people are like, right, I'm gonna try this, or emulate this. So as much as we go, oh, it's a shame we're losing stuff. Again, piracy and hacking has done so much for preservation. It's nuts. And it's sad that you have to resort to illegal means to preserve historical items like this. It's criminal. Yeah.
And on that note, it's time to move on. And Dan, your retro topic of the week. What do you got for us this week, man?
Well, that kind of was a retro topic. Let's talk about the old game shops. Yeah, that's about it, really. No, that's what I'm not sure what else I can say. I've been too bloody busy with stuff.
Okay, so I'll throw a question at you then from your video. All of you listeners out there should go check out Press Start to Game on Twitch and check out Dan's video on his unpacking of all those classic games. So
if you want to know where I live, I mistakenly revealed my bloody address about 3 times in the effing video. If you want to send me a postcard or a bomb, just watch my video and.
Okay, so my question to you, Dan, is which of those games that you unpacked, which was the most favorite game for you of that bunch that you unpacked?
Probably the Sonic Chaos one is good because I've never played that one. There were like 4 or 5 Sonic games released for the Master System. Some they didn't even bother making in America. That one didn't come in America. It was Sonic 2. It's quite interesting because that one, you can play as Tails. It's like the only one where you can choose to be Tails throughout. It's quite cool. There's nothing particularly rare in that box, but there was some little quirky little things in there that I enjoyed playing Operation Wolf because I could test out my light gun, my light phaser. So I was shooting some people in the face. And again, it was a nice reminder of just how badass the Master System really was. When you compare it to the NES, I mean, obviously the NES has a better software library and stuff, and the Master System's nearly all like Mega Drive and arcade ports, obviously dumbed down to fit on the hardware. But it was a special little machine. I've got to say, it's pretty amazing. Especially emulated, it looks amazing, and the games play really, really well. It's nuts. But there's a few good things there. Robocop vs Terminator was actually surprisingly good, surprisingly comparable to the Mega Drive version. But yeah, I mean that's the thing you notice. But yeah, the Master System back catalogue is just all Mega Drive game ports and arcade machine ports. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool in that video too. Some of those the instruction manuals that were in those boxes were pretty well preserved too.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, and of course they're like 40 pages because there's 18 different languages in each of them. Because maybe you guys don't realize, but like it was huge over here. In UK and Europe, it was massive. Yeah. So,
Burley, did you ever have the Master System?
No, I didn't know. I'll be honest. I never knew of the Master System till I was in college. I always thought Genesis or Mega Drive to you guys was the first Sega console. But when I learned of it, but then it does look like a neat system. It's too bad that here in North America it did not have a chance, and then especially with Nintendo's business practices back then of screwing anyone. If you want, you can only publish for us.
No,
you can't publish for the Master System, which is so bull.
But like, I mean, even in Japan it bombed.
Yeah,
it's crazy. A Japanese machine by Sega, which side by side graphically, it's a bit better than the NES, I gotta say. But like, so that was how the story goes. Famously, like Sega made it in Japan. It bombed. They tried to push it in America. It bombed, so they gave up in both those markets and really, really pushed it in the UK and South America, and it went on to do gangbusters.
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
Wasn't it? I think it was like Brazil, and that the thing was still being sold up till about like 2006, 2007 in stores because it was just so popular over there.
That's right, because I think we talked about this before about how the crazy there's a thing in like Brazil. If it's not made in Brazil, they put ridiculous taxes on things. Like, so I remember like a PS4. If you want to have a PS4 in Brazil, it was like £2,000 because of the ridiculous tax they put on imports there. But like some guy, there's an article. I wish I remembered it. There's a good article in Retro Gamer magazine about the guy who just licensed the hardware and the software. Like after it was done in America, like, and to this day, they were called Tech Toy. And like up until about, I think maybe later, like 2014, they're still making games for the bloody thing. So, and Mega Drive and Master System are huge in Brazil to this day. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Dan, for that.
Cool.
So up next is our new and upcoming video game releases via Metacritic for the week of April 5th through the 11th. There are 4 games on the list. Starting off this coming week on April 6th, Oddworld Soulstorm is coming out, and it's coming to PS5 for example, the PlayStation Plus games of the month for April. So,
woohoo, free game.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing that for sure. So in Oddworld Soulstorm, you pick up where New and Tasty left off. Abe has undergone an unwanted transformation from being a clueless Mudokan cog, literally about to be chewed up by the Gluken's big business machine, into an unlikely hero, a beacon of hope. So it's an action-adventure platformer. So it comes out on April 6th. Burley, you going to be playing that one?
Yeah, I'll try it out. I haven't played an Oddworld game since the demo of the first 2 games back in the PS1.
Yeah.
I do have the remake of the first one on PS4 because I gave that away on PlayStation Plus. Yeah. But I'll definitely try them out because I have heard good things of these games. You just kind of have to be in that kind of mindset want to try that. So, but I will definitely download it and give it a try.
Yeah, me too. It comes out, of course, PS5, PS4, PC, but on PS5 only it will be coming out on the PS Plus free game for the PS5 for April. So, yeah. And I played New and Tasty on the PS4, so I'm looking forward to playing this one. So, next up on the list, Star Wars Republic Commando on April 6th.
Whee!
Yeah, Dan's looking forward for this one, yeah. On PS4 and Nintendo Switch.
It's a really good game. I bloody love that game. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So you can be part of the elite squad of soldiers in Star Wars Republic Commando. Play as one of a team of Republic troops in the time between Star Wars episodes 2 and 3. Your squad will be assigned a variety of missions ranging from hostage rescue to assassination on many recognizable worlds. So action shooter, first-person arcade comes out on April 6th. Dan, looking forward to this one, right?
I played this not so long ago on backwards compatible on my Xbox One, which did a really nice job of upscaling it and sharpening it all up. It was really good. But I'll definitely be getting this because I freaking love this game. It's brilliant. It ends on a cliffhanger, very clearly setting up for a sequel that never happened, which pisses me off. But the people you are referenced in the Clone Wars cartoon, and I can't remember how, but they are. There is a connection. It is lore. Republic Commander is part of Star Wars lore, because that's really important. But no, it's brilliant. It's great. It's like it's semi-tactical. So it's a first-person. Well, yeah. And there's tactical. You say you can tell your guy to go over there and man that turret while you run through the middle and blah 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 blah. But it is super fun. It is a really good game. I'll be getting it if it's not crazy money.
Burley, have you played Republic Commando?
I have not, no, but I remember from when I was doing one of those streams where it got revealed, and Dan was in my chat and said, even though this is X amount of years old, I'm picking this up.
Yeah.
Cool. cool.
I think that was the only thing I wanted from that stream as well. Like the rest of it was just whatever. Republic Commando, yay!
Yay! Yeah, exactly.
No, it's really good. Everyone should.
I'll check it out.
No.
Next up on the list, Cozy Groove comes out on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch on April 8th. Welcome to Cozy Grove, a life sim game about camping on a haunted, ever-changing island. As a spirit scout, you'll wander the island's forest each day, finding new hidden secrets and helping soothe the local ghost. Within a little time and a lot of crafting, you'll bring color and joy back to Cozy Grove. Some of the features: beautiful, dynamic, hand-drawn landscapes that come alive when you help a spirit in need. Dozens of memorable characters and spirits for you to find and befriend. Each spirit has a unique, extensive story for you to unravel over time. Collect spirit animals, craft decorations, go fishing, and more. 40-plus hour campaign filled with side quests designed to span months of playtime. I don't know about that. Anyway, so on April 8th comes out. So, and last on the list, Trails of Old Steel 4. So it comes out on April 9th on the Nintendo Switch. So an RPG. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. Have you heard of Trails of Cold Steel?
Yeah.
Burley?
A very long series, long-running series, yeah.
I've heard of this series. I have yet to honestly play one.
Okay, the Erebonian Empire is on the brink of all-out war, taking place shortly after the ending of Trails of Cold Steel 3. The heroes of Class 7 find themselves against the full force of the Empire in an attempt to stop its path of total domination. Further, the hero of the Erebonian Civil War and Class 7's instructor, Reen Schwarzer, has gone missing. Now the students of Class 7, old and new, must unite with heroes from all over the continent to create the only chance the world has to be spared from total destruction. So it comes out on April 9th, and it'll also be available on PC and PlayStation 4. So those are the games on the list: Oddworld Soulstorm, Star Wars Republic Commando, Cozy Grove, and The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4. So my pick, of course, for this week, obviously, I need some games to play on PS5 right now, so I'm going to download, since it's going to be on the PS Plus, one of the free games for April. I'm going to go ahead and download that and play it on the PS5, Oddworld Soulstorm. Dan, what about you? Commando?
Republic Commando!
Yep. Republic Commando! Yep. Burley,
You
how about
didn't
you?
even have to ask that one for Dan.
Yeah.
It'll be Oddworld, obviously. But if you're looking for a great PS5 exclusive that you should try, Demon's Souls.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Maybe. No,
$80 US digital download.
You know what? I've had my fun. It's the first Souls game I've ever put any time. Playing that thing co-op is a lot of fun.
I know what you're trying to do, Burley. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me and Dan to play it co-op. Maybe when Dan gets his PS5, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So Burley was saying he would pay to watch us play that, Dan. So that or Bloodborne, yeah.
Well, if you want to see how to play it perfectly, yeah, watch my stream. No worries. That'd be great, yeah.
All right.
Okay, I will send Dan a PS5 and Demon's Souls right away.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right, and finally, I just want to go over the list of the free games for the month on PlayStation and Xbox. So the PlayStation Plus games for April, subscribers will get access to Days Gone, Oddworld Soulstorm, and Zombie Army 4 Dead War. So Days Gone, of course, is the Sony Bin Studios open world adventure game for PlayStation 4 about bikers living through a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, yeah. I want to play that.
Yeah. So it's interesting that they're throwing that out on the PS Plus for the month. PlayStation 5 owners can download Oddworld Soulstorm, a modern-day reimagining of 1998's Oddworld Abe's Exodus. And then, of course, Zombie Army 4 Dead War from the makers of, Sniper Elite. Yeah. So those are the games for PlayStation. And for Xbox, let me get to the Xbox games. The free games for the month, Vikings Wolves of Midgard. Journey to the shores of Midgard, a world based on mythology with a fantasy twist. Join a notorious band of Viking warriors and take up the fight against the fearsome Jotun and the beasts of Ragnarok. Master mighty weapons, including sword and shield, two-handed hammers, axes, and bows, and vanquish the fiendish creatures of Fimbulwinter, which threatens to end all life. So normally $39.99 right now in US dollars, available April 1st to 30th. So that's one of the games. Next up is Truck Racing Championship. Dan, this is something that you might want to try.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe.
Take the wheel behind giant 5-ton, 1,000 horsepower semi-trucks in a completely new racing experience, featuring all the unique challenges of the European Truck Racing Championship. Drive 45 different vehicles and 14 worldwide circuits. Consider the weight of the truck when cornering, monitoring tire wear, and find the best tactics to win the race. Normally $59.99 US dollars right now, available April 16th to May 15th. And then on the Xbox 360 side, Dark Void. Step into the void, a sinister parallel world full of hostile aliens and deep mystery. Dark Void showcases powerful weapons, where a combination of ground-based combat and jetpack-powered dogfights bring a thrilling dynamic. Experience the seamless transition between fight and flight in this epic adventure. Normally $14.99, available April 1st to 15th. And then finally, Hardcore Uprising. Play the retro.
Oh, excellent.
Play the retro run and gun action title Hardcore Uprising. Write your own legend in the grueling trenches of arcade mode, or upgrade and build up your soldier in rising mode, where only the best of the best can survive and achieve ultimate victory. Normally $14.99, available April 16th to 30th. So those are the Xbox games with gold for the month. So yeah. Got some cool stuff coming out. So for the month of April, game. Yeah, definitely.
Uprising's a good one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so before we conclude the episode, I want to let everyone know where you can find me on social media. You can find my website for gaming content at expat2020.live, and all my other social media links to Twitter, Instagram, my Discord server, the podcast website, as well as my YouTube channels at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/expat2020. I'm also a live streamer and a Twitch affiliate, and you can catch my live streams on twitch.tv/expat2020. as I do gaming and special event live streams, as well as a supplement to the podcast on Fridays called The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news week in review live stream from 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. GMT. That's changing now because, Dan, you guys are back on
We're
British
in BST,
summertime.
Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so I'll be coming back next week with the Week in Review live stream next Friday. So that does it for me. Dan, where can people find you on social media, man?
I might be on Twitch at some point this week, but yeah, I plan to be. I'm working on a new idea for my YouTube channel about making more long form like video essay kind of things. I'm currently working on a project now, and it's going fairly well. So hopefully I'll have some more to report in the near future on that. But yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, Twitch, press start to game. I did a video last week where I unwrapped 24 parcels I'd ordered while I was bored in the hotel room in Surrey, England, rather. Yeah, cool. Fun was had. Burley was there. Good times.
And Burley, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me at Twitter at Burleyman Gaming. You can also find me at Twitch, twitch.tv/Burleyman Gaming.
Cool. All right, and thank you so much for coming on again, Burley. You're kind of like our, like a permanent third wheel, actually. I want to thank you so much for coming on.
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
He's the third member, not third wheel.
Well, the third wheel is a third
like an
member.
Encumbrance. Yeah, he's the official third member of the team.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, Burley. We really appreciate you, man.
I'm happy to be here anytime you guys want.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. Awesome. Yeah. All right, so to end the show, our indie recording artist spotlight. The spotlight this week is on Bibi Tomaz, a self-taught German-American singer-songwriter with a master's in musicology from the University of Munich. While her incredible vocal ability has already garnered comparisons with Beyoncé and Ariana Grande, she is a full-hearted artist with many talents, combining them in a unique and fascinating way to express herself as an artist and individual. From her album titled Brand New, and the song is called Like Emoji. This has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Dan, and our special guest, Burlyman Gaming. We hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
All the good vibes running through my mind. Nothing can stop me, I'm on a high. All the good vibes running through my mind. All the good vibes running through my mind. Positive feeling is on rewind. All the good vibes running through my mind. Baby, I feel it. Don't stop me now, yeah, yeah. Baby, I feel it. Baby, I feel it. Don't stop me now, yeah, yeah. Baby, I feel it. All the good vibes running through my mind. See it, if you're feeling alright, to love it and live it your life. See it, if you're feeling alright. See it, if you're feeling alright, just love it and live it your life. Smile like an emoji, smile like an emoji. No more drama, I'm living high. Oh, don't you get my vibe? No more drama, I'm living high. No more drama, I'm living high. I'm taking it easy, I simplify. No more drama, I'm living high. Baby, I feel it. Don't stop me now, yeah, yeah. Baby, I feel it. Baby, I feel it. Don't stop me now, yeah, yeah. Baby, I feel it. All the good vibes running through my mind. See it, if you're feeling alright, to love it and live it your life.